Hi, welcome to Gardening with Theodora. Today I will be sharing on some of the challenges, lessons, and things that I would like to try out in future. This season has been an amazing and traveling season as well, I could say. Both of them. How? I have both a balcony garden and then a rented plot in a community garden where everyone has like a small plot where they can be able to grow vegetables. And yeah, so I'll start with how gardening has been in my rented plot, then I'll go to the balcony. At the rented plot, I mostly experienced huge challenge with the weather. In a layman's language, I could say that maybe for me spring skipped. Spring is usually a season whereby there's lots of rain. It helps the plants germinate. Yeah, generally, it brings back that life, like that rain that makes the plants come up. That rain this year or this season, I don't think it came. It was just little, very little. And the temperatures also became warm early and then it bounced back low. So what happened? I went, being a farmer, the temperatures have improved, it's now warm. I was excited. I went, I planted. Guess what? After like 2 weeks or so, the temperatures dropped and it stayed for a while, and then it became warm again and my seeds never germinated, so I had to replant. And even after replanting, I could say the temperatures were not stable. They were not stable, and then it came in a very long dry spell for a month. At the beginning of the season, I started all my plants indoors. I started them, I think, sometime in May or April, so they were really ready for transplanting. However, when I transplanted them to the rented plot, many of them died because of the temperature fluctuations. And then I also had deer attack on the plot. For some reason, that deer just likes the plants on my plot. It ate the beans, it ate, last season it ate the beets. This season I covered it, so it didn't affect it. But this season it ate my beans, broke my sunflower plant, ate my marigold. I don't know what else it ate. The kale was safe, it did not eat. The plot is also quite a distance from my place, 20 to 30 minutes walk from my residence to the garden, so I take about an hour to and fro. So it's quite a distance, but it's a good exercise, so it's a good thing as well. What I'm looking forward to doing next year or next season, because I could say now, for me, the growing season has ended, but I think around the world, it's still a growing season. Talk about Uganda, but still growing food. But for me now, the growing season has almost ended because the temperatures have started dropping. And so the plants are really growing very slowly. And if I'm to plant, maybe there's some plants that we can plant during this season for next year. That's also something I'm thinking about exploring, planting plants now, and then they can be able to mature next year. For instance, I'm planning to plant garlic, and then I'll also look up for some other plants. I'm also thinking about making a greenhouse so that the plants are protected from severe heat or lots of cold. We learn from neighbors. I saw a neighboring plot. The owner has made a greenhouse. It's just a simple structure, and he has very nice plants. His tomatoes, his kale is doing well. So it's something I'm looking forward to also doing next year. I'm looking forward to doing what is called succession. It could be succession planting, relay cropping. I'm not so sure, but it's just planting crops maybe two weeks or 2 months apart, so that you can continuously harvest it. Yeah, and then I'm also thinking about doing companion planting, so that the plants benefit from each other. Next year I need to exercise a little bit of patience. I will not be so quick to transplant or plant. I will give it some time. Climate change is really stressful in many ways. Now you cannot know when to plant or when not to plant. Okay, back to my balcony garden. It's been an amazing experience this year. Last year I had lots of tomatoes, lots of paprika. This year I could say from the balcony, maybe there is no paprika. The tomatoes, they are there. They have burst, they have withered the stem. Next year I'm thinking of trying out vertical gardening. Vertical gardening, I've seen it has lots of benefits. You can have several vertical gardens. Maybe like for my balcony, I could be able to have maybe even 4 or 5 of them. And then I'll be able to grow even more food than what I am growing now. Here the containers are like taking all the space around my balcony. I'm not complaining about it, but they are expensive. So vertical gardening seems to be one that cuts the cost. So this season also, I think I was so excited. I over harvested my vegetables, and the process, I think I over harvested them at the time when the temperatures were fluctuating, so they struggled so much even to bring out new leaves. So that is what I've learned. However excited I am, however demanding my vegetable needs are, I will also try to balance the plants' needs, and then my plants stunted. Weather disturbed me this year. That's it for today on Gardening with Laura, and I look forward to sharing more amazing gardening content, tips on how to go about urban gardening. Till next time, thank you so much.